Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to explain the new Fibonacci sequence indicator. There's a lot of stuff on the screen right now. If you're not familiar with any of the other indicators, check the other videos. I won't be going over that, but I wanted to have them here to possibly show some confluence. I'm just going to pick some random time in the morning and kind of go over how everything works. Um, So this new Fibonacci sequence indicator right here, what it does is it draws a proper Fibonacci, uh, and it will extend. If you're familiar with Fibonacci's um, or know how to draw a proper fib, you'll know that in certain levels you have a break, and then in certain levels I'm sorry, a stop, and then in certain levels you have like a break, like a continuation. So in a normal fib, right, if I'm drawing a normal fib from a low to a high, right, you'll see the 707,618 and the 236. So the 707 is the stop in this case, and the 236 is the basically take profit. So those are the fib ranges that I use here. Um, and if you're not familiar with how to draw a fib or how to draw a fib sequence, I have a course that explains that into more depth. But with this indicator, what it does is it draws a correct Fibonacci sequence for you with extensions, um, and essentially will follow kind of what the market algorithms do essentially at a low level here. So I have these added right here. So this is the indicator. We have the bull and the bear. I put these settings on because I want to see both Fibonacci uh, positions. So I want to see the Fibonacci, and you'll see this when we run through an example. I want to show the Fibonacci where the rejection to go long, and I want to show the rejection to go short, etc. Here, and I'll explain the other options that we have here. If you are familiar and you're kind of you have an expert on with Fibonacci's, you can change certain levels to kind of fit how you trade. But for me, I use the 707 as kind of like my line in the sand. So if I get a candle close below the 707, that means that Fibonacci is invalidated. I see a lot of people like to use the 786. You can change that, and it will adjust to that. I'll go over the rest later after we kind of see how things play out here. So we'll just go. What's today? Monday. Let's just go like before open. Okay, yeah, this was a big move. Let's go before all that. Okay. So you'll see I have a good amount of stuff on my charts here. I'm going to go ahead and just show the fibs for now. Nothing else. So this will be specifically um, watching how the Fibonacci moves, how the sequences are created. Normally, if I'm seeing kind of like a huge downtrend here, and I'm looking to go short, this is on the now we have to see this is on the 2 minute time frame. So normally I will trade on a higher time frame, but if you want to get some quick scalps in, um, you can do it on any time frame. I'm just doing a 2 minute frame because it's easier. It's easier to actually run these examples with, and we can do higher time frames as well. You see here we have the long draw, right? So if I turn off this bear right here, whoops, you'll see that it has a valid long draw right now. And how do I know that? These lines are 100% opacity, so they're not kind of faded out 50% opacity. If they were faded out 50% opacity, that means that fib actually isn't valid yet. All right. Same thing with the bear here. We also have a bear. Um, Fibonacci that's also valid. Now you can see here these wicks. How it works is your entry can be anywhere in this golden zone right here. All right, so you can take it at the 5, 618. I like to take it between the 618 and 707. Wicks count for golden zone touches, but they don't count for me as stops. So my line in the sand is a candle close above the 707. So if you're trading futures on NQ like I do, you know, I'll see you want to see the risk and reward here, right? If this golden zone is almost what this is from the 707 to the 5 is only what like 20 points, then I would like to have like a 20-25 point stop loss here. We're going to start here. Both these fibs have been established, and I know it looks like a lot, but right now we kind of want to just kind of see what happens here. Uh, Entry is fairly simple, right? Like I said, wait for a couple rejections on the golden zone, maybe one or two, and then you can see here, right? You can see these fibs how they wick up and reject down, wick up, reject down. So all you need is one good trade, really, right? Same thing here, right? You see right here in this time, all these fibs right now are validated and they're rejecting properly. You always want to pick like a good time that works for you on trading and kind of stick with it. You can see I have these other indicators here. So this is Vortex and TTM Squeeze that I got from my buddy Ivan. Actually, he introduced them to me. I use these as additional confluence, which is nice. For TTM Squeeze, if it's green, it's bullish. If it's down here, it's bearish. For Vortex, if it's green, it's bullish. If it's red, it's bearish. Right? I'm sorry. If green's above red, it's bearish. If red's above green, it's bullish. So you can use those for possible confluence for entries, but these seem to work kind of a little bit higher time frame, like 5 minutes and above. Um, so let's start from here. We have two fibs right now that look pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch it. We do have the open kind of around here, so we want to wait. We want to be careful on what we're doing. But it's as easy as just taking a short here and taking a long here. So we'll go ahead and let this play out. This is going a little fast. Let me just... Okay, so you see here we had a nice wick at the 707 here. So I would want to take a long at the next one if we get that opportunity. So let's see if we get another rejection down. All right, I'll wait. Okay, that fib is now invalidated. We waited, right? The candle closed below. That fib is now invalidated. So now we do not have a actual bull fib. One thing I forgot to mention here, you have to select these date ranges based on uh, essentially how it draws the fib is just from a low to a higher or a high to a low. So if you don't see any fibs, for example, so right now we lost all the bull fibs, you want to run this back. You want to move. So this right here moves the date to where it can possibly draw the fibs. So see here, I lost that bull on that quick scalping 2 minute timeline I had. But when I moved back, you can see this. This is a 50% opacity that I mentioned. This is now a possible fib draw that is still, it's not validated yet. But if we do get a rejection in the golden zone here and it becomes a valid fib, then we can take the trade. But remember, you have to watch it, right? You can set a limit if you want. There are other confluences that you can add here, but these Fibonacci's are going off of basically the algorithms in the market. You will see as you run this, you will see how it rejects perfectly, you know, every time. Or if it doesn't, you'll see how it keeps extending and extending and extending based on the fib, which we'll see. Hopefully we'll get an example here. I most likely will not be using these. I'll just pull them down. We'll see. Okay. So I pulled that back just to kind of see if we have anything else. See how it kind of changes up based on kind of where you put the date. So I don't see anything. I'll keep it right here for now. Um, doesn't look like there are any valid fibs. Yeah, see, there's literally nothing. So I'll just pull it back. Oh, I found one. Beautiful. So we have a long fib draw here, and I want to see if that is an actual good one here. Yeah. So remember, when you're doing this, you have to kind of understand that you want to go from you want to go from the lowest point. When you grab it, when you move this date, you want to try to keep it at these before these low points or before the high points, right? Because when you're drawing a regular fib from and you go from low to high, that's going to be your bear. I'm sorry, your bull fib. Um, I like that there. I'll keep it there. I mean, we got another nice fib draw here. So we need a. This looks like this is a validated fib draw. So we'll see how the price action comes if it does get here. We'll go long and then we can short that. Okay. And all of this, when I'm moving this, I'm doing it pretty quick, right? Once that goes away, I'll be waiting. I'll move it real quick, and it's okay. You don't have. There's no kind of exact measure, but the only thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you get depending on the 15-minute, you could go back a week, 2 weeks, right? It depends if there are any valid fibs there. So on the bear, for example, let's say we go all the way back here, right? It's kind of keeping that same fib. Let's say we go farther back, right? We don't have anything on the 2 minute. We bring it back. That's a solid Fibonacci from right now, and it's valid. Okay, so I'm looking to go long here. I'm looking to short here. It takes some practice. Even the draws themselves, right, can get very, very complex. That's why I automated it. Um, so we're waiting here. Got a rejection here. Remember, you can take from the golden zone, or you can. What I like to do is here. Everyone is kind of different in their risk. You can cut your cons down here and have your stop loss a little bit higher, right? You know, you have to kind of figure out what works for you and how much risk you want to take. For me, I want to wait till it gets right here. I want to see if it pushes up. If it starts pushing down, then I'll go short, and then I will go long if I don't see a reaction. Okay, okay. I saw this wick up. Let's see, did that candle close? All right, that candle closed above here, but you actually probably would have got that short. See, when I see this wick like that, I would have probably put an entry here. You probably would have got 30 points right before you broke entry. This is going pretty quick, but this is for a kind of example purposes here. So let's see that again. I mean, you're seeing this. The market's telling you something here. As soon as we wake up, I'll put a short here, and then you would have 30 plus points there. Now I'm going short. It breaks even. It's my whatever, however you do it. I'll take entry, cut at my profit, and then I'll leave runners. Right, runners all get stopped out here, and it breaks the fib long, or I mean, it breaks that bear fib. So we now do not have a bear fib. It's shooting up long, and it's about to break this. Let's see if it candle closes above this 236. If that's the case, you'll see um, the fib try to create an extension here. So you need to have some sort of knowledge on Fibonacci and sequences. So right here, it hit the long target, so it's now creating an extension. If the extension is invalidated, then that previous fib will come back because it is still a valid fib, and then it'll move. It's a little bit adjusted here. So the what you don't have to worry about the mechanics of it, but you have to understand that after an extension, if it's invalidated, this fib will be adjusted from the zero anchor up to this high, and then now your new long point will be at this 707. So so now we're seeing, I want to see kind of one nice rejection in that 707, and I'll go long. Now see here, we just got I didn't have to move the data or anything. We now have a fib draw that's looking to validate itself. So let's see if it gets validated. But remember okay, I see that. That's pretty bearish, but see how it wicks back up? I'll wait for another retest here. I'll go long with my stop at like 20 points. So let's see if I can, okay, I'll wait. If it wicks up like that, I'll go long here. See if I get stopped out. So I went long around here. That's a solid, what was that? 50 points, right? Before it breaks the fib. Okay, now remember the candle closed below that 707, so that invalidated that fib, but it found another fib that you could use here. So now you can even go long on this 707. So let's wait. This is going a lot faster. This is 2 minutes, so it'll go a lot slower. So I'm waiting for that. Okay, I'm gonna wait. That's a tough one. You see that? You see that? I'm not sure I could have caught that. But I mean, you're seeing this live on how the markets are just gravitating, towards this golden zone area. Let's keep watching. And I mean, look at that wick right to that 707. It's not valid. It's not valid yet. It's possible though, right? That draw is still possible. Okay, now see, it became possible because it wicked up and then it immediately broke. So when you're seeing two Fibonacci draws here, you're waiting for one of them to play out. Because I saw that long draw, um, I'm sorry, that short draw disappear and it wasn't validated, I'm okay with taking the long. So see, that short draw is now gone. And we've had plenty of opportunities. I mean, we're done, right? I'm done trading if I'm trading around there. Right, that's it. You don't have to do anything else a day. Anything else. But we'll keep going for same exact. Look at that rejection off the 707. It extends. It starts to see if there's a new valid fib. There isn't one, and just like that. So this is the 2-minute video I wanted to show you guys. I want to make more videos on higher time frames and explain a little bit more. I want to get into more specifics, but as people see this video and ask more questions, I can make more videos to kind of explain more. In the next videos, I'll be going more into the settings, higher time frames, and things like that. Thanks all.